So it's the 13th of February 2025 and we're here. This is a rally today for the nurses. The original picket line, which was going to be across Parliament House down the end there, has been cancelled or postponed, they said, because there was an issue last night with, or yesterday, there was an issue with nurses in Western Sydney, and I'm sure people know about it. We've got plenty of media here. He's the ABC guy, I don't remember his name. There seems to be probably more media than people. So, and then you got the RT, who are they? RT Rail, Tram and Bus Unions here in support. PSA, Unity, Strength, Respect. I think PSA is the Public Service Association. I don't know. The New South Wales Nurses Association. So there's a few smallish groups. Another talking head from one of the channels. SBS, I think, ABC. Plenty of media interest. These more media photographers, another lane for the media. They've got their signs out. No hate in health. So that's the new. No racism, no bigotry. We care for all. No hate in health. No hate in health. No racism, no bigotry. Be kind. Be inclusive. Yeah. So that's the general. That's what it is now instead. And like I said, plenty of media interest. This is the stuff they love this stuff up. These girls are getting a bit of talking to. Boss. Let's come on, man. You know, make up stuff up when I say things. Oh, there's Danny. There's Danny with his smile, peace, love thing on. Let's give him a wave. Hey Danny. Hey brother, how are you? I'll stop filming for a minute. It mostly seems to be union types. These guys just put a whole bunch of flags in. And checked out when the speech is starting, about half an hour. Come loiter around a bit. Just drum again. Not much to really film, is there? The signs. Go around the signs again. I'd estimate maybe 50, up to 50 probably. So yeah, we're just waiting for the speeches now. Other than that, listen to me rambling.
Racism has had a bad place in our society for generations, and that our work that we are continuing today is work that must remain in our hearts on a daily basis. I want to thank you all for coming today to make a really clear statement on behalf of nurses and midwives and to the communities that we serve, that there is no room for hate in healthcare. Yesterday we were devastated by the words of two people that have absolutely sent shockwaves, not just through our professions, but through the communities which we serve. I want to take this opportunity again to remind communities, to say to Israeli people, Jewish people, people from any cultural or religious background, that nurses and midwives stand against racism and we stand against bigotry. It is not who we are. They do not speak on our behalf. I think we need to be conscious that the events of yesterday have occurred in a context where we are seeing the rise of fascism globally. We are seeing the rise of racism and bigotry across our societies. And what is important is how we as a union movement and how we as nurses and midwives respond to that. And we respond by standing for love, we stand for peace, and we stand for cultural harmony. We do not stand for racism, we do not stand for bigotry, we fight against those very things on a daily basis. So thank you very much for coming and making that statement with us today. It fills my heart that we are joined today by members of the community and by members from other unions. You can see the flags around us, and it's a good sign that actually the union movement stands against racism and bigotry. We understand that when words of hatred are in the workplace, when words of hatred are in our community, it only serves to divide workers. We are a movement of solidarity, and that is on show today, so thank you to those unions for joining us. I'd like now to hand over to a member of ours, Bianca. Bianca is a proud trade unionist from the Wollongong Hospital branch. Is here to say a few words. Thank you, Bianca.
I think it's fair to say that we are all, as nurses and midwives and professional care givers, that we are incredibly devastated and disappointed by these views that are being shared by these few individuals. We really want to reassure the community that they are safe in accessing healthcare when they need to, that we do not share these views of these few individuals, that our widely held values are that we treat everyone with compassion, empathy, and we treat them without bias. There is absolutely no room for hate in the healthcare system, and I just want to reassure, and all of nurses and midwives everywhere, I am certain would agree with me, that our community can rest assured that they are safe when they enter the healthcare system, when they need it. Thanks everyone.
Bianca. I think it's important to recognise that we have a lot of members here today, and we had a lot of members planning to come here today in order to try and force the government to address our outstanding pay claims. But when we made the call to pivot today to say that actually what we need to do today is speak out against racism and speak out against bigotry, the response from our membership was huge. I hope that gives heart to the communities, that we are sincere in the message that we are sharing today. We put people first. I just want to invite Craig, the President from the RTBU, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Look, we stand here today in solidarity of not only the health workers, but as all people who live in this country, especially in this state. What happened yesterday is a sad part of events, but that is what I would say was the minority. For us as human beings, as union people, with families, grandkids and that, this country was built on people coming from all different countries. The rail industry was built by people who came from every country. We have people with different denominations. We all get on. It's all for a better life. So we are asking everyone in this country, there's no place here for racism at all or hate. We need to make a stance. Everyone needs to hold their hands together. We need to change this. Thank you.
Of unions standing together in solidarity in the best interests of workers. Racism is not in the best interest of workers. Bigotry is not in the best interest of workers. I now want to introduce Skye Romer. Skye is a councillor of the New South Wales Nurses and Midwives Association. She's going to read out a statement on behalf of our General Secretary.
Hello members. On behalf of our General Secretary, Shaye Candish, members, I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but I thank you for taking a stand. Your decision to be here shows our unity as nurses and midwives across New South Wales in our mission to deliver care to all patients and all communities. We offer our care to everyone from all walks of life, all races and all religions. This is part of the great privilege of being a nurse or midwife. We help those at the most vulnerable moments of their lives, and we do this checking our own biases, withholding our judgments, and offering care regardless of who our patients are. Today, we stand against hatred in all forms. The comments made yesterday do not represent the views of the tens of thousands of nurses and midwives working in this state. Those comments do not reflect the professionalism, quality, and sense of service that nurses and midwives have and offer every day in hospitals and health services across this state to our communities. Today, our unity is a visual representation of the love and care we have for our patients and consumers, the kindness and consideration that each of you offer when you attend to every patient. We want all communities to know that this is what drives nurses and midwives every day. We especially want our Jewish communities and all other disenfranchised communities to seek healthcare with the knowledge that we will do all we can to give them excellent care and advocate on their behalf. In solidarity, Shaye.
Take a moment to acknowledge there's a number of politicians who have come over to stand with us today. Minister Costas and Amanda Cohen from the Greens and others that have turned up. Thank you for your support. Just want to introduce Nathan, who is representing the PSA today, to say a few words. Thanks so much, Nathan.
Thank you. I'm here today to stand in solidarity with the Nurses and Midwives Association on behalf of the Public Service Association, our members that work in the Ministry of Health, our members that work right across the public sector. Stand united in this message that there is no hate in health, and also there is no hate in the whole public sector system. Our members, public servants, are dedicated to providing public services such as healthcare to everyone in this state, regardless of their race, regardless of their religion, and they will continue to do so every single day. You know, unions and governments of all persuasions often have disagreements. There are disagreements in a lot of areas, and it is one thing though that we are all united with is that racism and hatred will not win out in the public service. Now, it is also very easy to be very disheartened by the events of yesterday. But we must also take a great deal of hope that you're all here to send this united message that we will defeat racism, that we will not allow it to affect our public institutions as it may in some other parts of the world. Building a first-class health system and public sector in New South Wales relies on stamping out racism and stamping out hatred. Thank you very much.
South Wales Nurses and Midwives Association, O'Brien Smith. O'Brien.
It's so sad that we have to be here this morning. To all our nurses and midwives out there, I want you to know this does not define us. It doesn't define our profession. It doesn't define who we are as people. It doesn't define us in New South Wales. These are two people that do not speak for us. Today, we stand as one. We all come together, politicians, nurses, midwives, community members, to say that this is just a moment in time. But how we build from here together is what is going to define us as a country. We will not let this stop us in seeking out peace and fairness and equality for all. I want to send a big message of love. I was out at Bankstown this morning, Bankstown Hospital, and our members out there are really hurting. There were lots of tears from our members this morning. They're devastated, absolutely devastated at what the community must think of us as nurses and midwives who turn up every single day to look after our community. And I say to you, nurses and midwives across New South Wales, stay strong. The moments that you have shared with families, with your patients, with your community is what will stand. That is what speaks for us as professionals, not what these two people have said. Be strong and be proud in what you do. You chose this profession to care for people, and the community will see that. If you have colleagues out at Bankstown or the western suburbs, please reach out to them and check on them. It's my community, it's my local hospital, and they are absolutely incredible staff. And the members were saying overnight, they have copped abuse from the public. They have felt the anger from the public. Please, public, this is not us. This is not who we are as a profession. We will continue to turn up and care for you and look after you, because we believe there is no hate in healthcare. We will stand, we will continue to grow as one, and we will not let this define us. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you for all the support, and together we will build and grow.
Thanks, Aubrey. So a couple key messages that we just want to reinforce. There is no room for hate in healthcare. We stand against racism, we stand against bigotry. We stand for love, we stand for peace, and we will rebuild that trust with communities. We want to assure Jewish people, Israeli people, people from every culture, every background, every religion, come to our hospitals. We will provide you care. You will be safe. We will rebuild that trust, and we will not rest until we have a more cohesive community, and we do that through the union movement, through solidarity, because we are stronger together. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so we're now going to do a bit of a press conference. We're going to face this way to do that press conference. If you can stay in the background, that'd be great. If you need to head off, we accept, we understand that, but thank you so much for your ongoing patience.
Alright, so they're going to do a press conference now, and all the media types have decided better to go the other way. It could be windy or something, I don't know. So, yeah. They're setting themselves up here. Fellow in charge has got everyone to stand behind. It's a very small crowd, quite a lot of crowd. Background. Strikes me as a lot of protests in a few days. It's pretty much the only one where there's a massive media presence. I mean, there were at others, but there just seems to be a hell of a lot more. But this one, I guess it's decide and make decisions as to what is interesting and what's not. This one is of interest to them. Say, I don't think it'll be any different from what we've already heard, but yeah, right. Stop blabbering and stuff.
My name is Michael Whaites. I'm the Acting General Secretary of the New South Wales Nurses Association. My name is Michael Whaites. I'm the Acting General Secretary of the New South Wales Nurses and Midwives Association. We're gathered here today. Initially, the plan was to picket Parliament over our pay dispute that continues with the New South Wales government. But given the events of the last 24 hours, we felt it important that we turn today's event into a clear statement for our communities on behalf of nurses and midwives, on behalf of our members, to say very clearly that there is no room for hate in healthcare. Our union, our members, stand against racism, stand against bigotry. The comments that were made yesterday by two individuals do not reflect our professions, do not reflect belief of our membership. We want to assure the people of the Israeli and Jewish communities that you are safe within the health care. The vast majority of our members stand against racism and bigotry. We know our code of conduct is now unsuitable. Every person that crosses the threshold at any healthcare facility and fully diverse with midwives. We were absolutely devastated. Devastated for the impact that's going to have on the communities that our members serve, and devastated for the impact that it's having on our members across the workforce, and particularly at the hospital. They're devastated. We've been out there supporting them, both welfare support and also providing support and advice. And they're hurting.
Ray, you said you were out there this morning and were speaking to staff. Can you tell me how they're doing? And you mentioned that they experienced some anger from members of the public.
Yeah, we understand that the community would show anger. Our members out of Bankstown are absolutely devastated by the events. They've got a lot of mixed emotions. I think this is going to hit them harder. There were lots of tears from our members out there, and I hope that the community will reflect on the care that we've provided and will continue to provide, and see that this is not us, this is not reflective of us as a profession, and we will continue to care for them and hopefully build from this.
Has staff been offered use as a result of this?
I've heard from some members that overnight there were some angry members of the community that did voice their devastation at the comments made yesterday, so it was a very difficult night shift for our members out there.
The government suggested reviewing education files and looking into further instances of potential anti-Semitism, or different suggestions from just Bankstown Hospital to the wider health department. How do you feel about that?
We of course support the investigation by New South Wales Health. I think that's going to be necessary in order to provide reassurance to the community that the comments made on that video are not based on and again not reflecting their
Be open to investigations as wide as the health workforce?
We're open to investigation. We're working on New South Wales Health and of course each and every healthcare worker, like everyone else in society, has a right to be friends, has a right to representation. So we're going to play a key role in our membership.
Is there a wider component of anti-Semitism in Western Sydney?
To my knowledge, this is an isolated event of anti-Semitism, racism being so vocally communicated. Nurses and midwives understand that they are guided by codes of conduct and codes of ethics that not only prohibit them from making such comments, but actually require them to speak up when things like that. I think it's important to understand that yesterday has occurred within the context of rising racism and bigotry in our society. And what we need to do as workers, as a trade union movement, as a profession, is stand together. Because it's that sort of solidarity that is going to defeat racism and bigotry.
And do you agree that, do you think that they should be deregistered?
I think we need to allow the investigation to run its course and for the regulatory bodies to make those decisions.
And can I just make a general point? Once a nurse is deregistered,
aside from the comments in the video, like, were you surprised that these nurses had time to be on this chat platform during their shift? And does that sort of undermine nurses and midwives' fight for a pay rise? There's obviously so many of your members are overworked.
I can't speak as to whether or not they were doing that in own time or in work time. I have a problem with people assuming that if nurses got a copy in their hand or a magazine in their hand, therefore the system's not in crisis, they still get their meal break. So I don't know.
They have devastating consequences for forcing a whole value of pay and potentially doing some damage to what has been a long-running fight.
I think today we are rightfully pausing in order to make a clear comment that bigotry. Our fight for our pay justice for our nurses has to continue. As a union, we are active on many fronts. Now we will double our efforts to work with unions, work with representative bodies to make sure that we work with
And as a nurse, I guess understanding what goes into the job and how you approach it and why you do it, having that happen in your local area or your local hospital, how does that make you feel?
This is my first thought was to the nurses and midwives that turn up every single shift and look after the community. This incident does not represent them. It certainly doesn't represent us as a profession. I was devastated for my colleagues that work out there that I've worked so hard to care for their community.
And do you think that if their actions are any reflection on the wider nursing community in Bankstown?
Absolutely not. I feel like the nurses and midwives out at Bankstown work hard with their community, they have a good relationship, and that the community will understand these two individuals do not speak for us, and they do not speak for the nurses and midwives in Bankstown.
And the fact that some people have experienced, unfortunately, what would your message to the community be today if they're in and around Bankstown and you see healthcare workers?
Please understand this is not us, it's not define us. We are pushing justice as they are, and we need to use this to come together. This is not a reason to go out and abuse healthcare workers. This is a reason for us to stand together and be united and say, together we will grow, together we will fight racism.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much.